Let's talk about the Bears, man. They're losing right now and are gonna lose.
Yeah.
It's over. Thank
That
you.
cake's baked. Yeah.
That cake is baked. Cool. Nagy's coming back. The Saints held us to 3 points today in Mitch's biggest game of his life thus far. He proved that he can't be who we need him to be. To me, like, he is not a quarterback to when you need him in big spots to throw you into some touchdowns, to throw you into a victory. He just cannot do that. And that hurts everybody else. The defense played well. And other parts play well, but this is going to start to be a reboot for this franchise, and I'm glad. So,
what are y'all needs as far as personnel?
A lot. Offensive line.
Where would you start? Where would you start if you made the decisions?
Well, I wouldn't have let Leonard Floyd walk and paid Robert Quinn.
He's balling.
He's a menace with the Rams, and it helps that you have Aaron Donald next to you. I'm not gonna lie, but we did have Akeem Hicks and Khalil on the other side. So maybe he was just rounding in the form as a pass rusher, and now this is his next form, and we probably should have paid him to stay around to see it happen. So that's another personnel mistake that they made that is going to hinder this football team going forward. We should have kept Adrian Amos. He's balling in Green Bay. You draft these guys.
We would have got him.
We draft these guys and then you let them go. You don't want to pay them because you don't want to wait. But they're flashing. So what are the issues here that you're not making correct personnel decisions? That GM got to go. Ryan Pace has to leave. And some of the draft pieces he gets, like he drafts a little well, kind of.
He doesn't whiff all the time.
Yeah, he whiffed on Trubisky, and that was just like the black eye. But he does. Sometimes he does find he'll have good drafts and he'll have shitty drafts, but he did find some talent throughout. So, but this is it. This should be it for him. He should get fired tomorrow. I expect that to happen, and I think the next GM is going to have Nagy for at least 1 year.
Have a forced marriage the first year.
Yeah, at least, but that helps that GM because it saves you a year. So,
I feel a little differently on that take. To me, it's almost like a wasted year because then you draft for a system your first year that you're not going to run the next year.
I hear you. But when you come as a GM your first year, you should be drafting best player available in every spot. Mm-hmm. Like you shouldn't even be looking at the roster as because none of the guys.
You should try to get as many scheme versatile guys.
Yeah, well, not necessarily scheme. Yeah, just football players. Like you should just be finding football players, like good football players.
But as particularly football, you do have to draft to scheme a good bit with football.
Now more than ever, everybody's scheme versatile. It seems like now more now than ever. It feels like, but I hear what you're saying, though. I hear what you're saying.
But as a GM, I guess I don't know what the next year's crop of quarterbacks looks like, because your first year is basically a wash if you're the GM. Like, I'm not a Nagy fan. Maybe some other people think highly of him. I'm not a big fan of his. I would go in another direction.
Me too.
But I get it. You're gonna force him on somebody for a year. Cool. He's your scapegoat when it all goes bad inevitably next year because you made the playoffs and you're not picking in a spot where you could get an upgrade at quarterback in the draft. Free agency, best bet looks like probably keep him. Draft best player available in the first round. And start to kind of build your roster for your quarterback next year. So I don't know what the next crop looks like. Then if it's a good one, then y'all spot will be attractive. It could be kind of attractive. But every year there seems to be about two to three guys in every draft. Here recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, here recently.
What is the reasoning for them wanting to keep Nagy another year? If you're getting a new GM,
He made the
I don't
playoffs
understand
a couple times. Two
He
playoff
made it
runs,
this
bro.
year too.
this one was a fucking fluke. If the rules didn't change, we would be at home. We're
They
8-8.
But they did, and he was playing on Wild Card Sunday.
Oh my God, bro.
You know, 2 years, what is that? 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4 playoff runs. It's hard to fire to just straight be like, I'm gonna fire you after that. After you made the playoffs, that's a tough man. that's a tough one. I would do it, but I see it would take some balls to fire somebody after they just made the playoffs.
He is terrible, and he had to give up the play calling duties for us to even get here. So, all right, whatever, man. The Bears are trash. Fuck them niggas.
It's gonna be a couple years.
Yeah.
Could get.
Decade.
The
I ain't
defense
going that far. It depends.
The defense looked pretty good though today. For as long as they could sustain it, but yeah, no. Saints go far, y'all think?
Yeah, I picked them to go face the Chiefs.
Wow, they didn't look like that to me today. But
No, Green Bay is definitely coming out of there.
They're gonna whoop their ass.
You got Green Bay.
Yeah, I gotta see. Unless they just turn it all the way on. How they look today, they're not gonna.
Even Tampa look kind of good.
Tampa look good. I think Tampa might have Green Bay, and that's the game. That's the fact. That's the
money on Tom.
Yeah,
No.
really.